Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. I'm here doing one of my favourite things that I do on the channel, the Fancast. You know, the Fancast isn't like the huge view getter or anything like that, but Battle Rap Resume not forgotten its roots to a certain extent. We're going back, we're, speaking to recognised fans in the field, which is kind of one of the things so great about Battle Rap is the community ethos there. No one's bigger than anyone else. Everyone respects each other, looks up to each other, is a fan to a certain extent. So we're going through, this is our fourth or fifth one. I've had multiple different kind of, aficionados on the channel, and today is no different. But before I get to him, please follow the show at Battle Resume on Twitter. We've gone over the 1,000 follower mark on there, so thank you so much for everyone doing the push over there. We're on Patreon, of course, as well, patreon.com/BattleRapResume. If you want to get access, I think I've worked out that roughly, so it's about $1.50 is kind of the entry level thing, so about £1 a month. You get access to probably about maybe like 10, 15 hours of bonus content a month. So there's, there's quite a lot of bang for your buck there. If you want to give back to the show, it's not much to ask and you get a lot in return. If you dig Battle Resume, if you want to listen to episodes before they come out as well, longer form content, they will always go on there. So stuff like Saurus, Suspect BA, Tenshu, Tony, all those episodes were on there first. So yeah, if you want to support the show, definitely go on there as well. Check out for the live streams. I've just been toying with that this morning actually for the first time. You're going to be doing a lot more live streams on YouTube. They're a great way to sort of connect with people, really fun. So we're doing a Fancast, but it's a bit more than a Fancast because, Nathan Jones, he's been on the show before, an integral part, and I really mean this, an integral part of Battle Rap Resume in terms of design and just in terms of a sort of confidant that I can bounce ideas off. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a nice Saturday morning.
Yeah,
I say that, it did just start raining.
Oh, well,
good old West Midlands.
Well, here in Oxford, the sun is gleaming down, and I'm very, very, very excited to talk to you, man. And where does it begin for you? I mean, what was the first taste of battle rap?
It's the typical one, it's Mark Grist and Blizzard, and then I kind of just branched out from there. But I only approached the funny battlers. So I kind of watched a lot of Mark Grist. I tried watching a couple of other Blizzard ones. I tried watching him versus H-Bomb. I really tried, but I just could not get over H-Bomb. Something about it froze me off for her.
Right.
But I did try to watch some other Blizzard stuff, and then there was Most Prob, then Lunacy, and then I kind of just stopped for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know, I just stopped. Like, that was when I was in college, so that would have been like 2011 or 2012. And then I went to uni, my last year of uni, just randomly decided, I haven't watched a rap battle in a while. So I just searched it on Reddit and I found like the Marlowe and Shuffle T compliments battle.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, these guys are actually pretty good. So I just kind of fell back into it again, and I started like looking at more serious battlers and kind of branching off from the battlers I like to people they battle to see all sorts of places. Now just everything's open to it.
It is just a mad, like, there's nothing like it, is there? Like, let's say tomorrow you get into the band Mastodon and you're obsessed with Mastodon. There's about 5-6 albums, there's stuff to check out. You could check it out in a day. I know music grows with you sort of thing, but if you wanted to watch it all, you could. But with battle rap, it's kind of, and I find this, doing a fucking show about it, it is overwhelming how much there is. And to kind of like, to step your toe in, you realise quite how deep it is. If you're just watching your Blizzards and, branching out to a little bit of H-Bomb here and there, you don't quite acknowledge that. But when you get to that certain point of being like a fan, say you've been there for like a year, 2 years, and, just so many riches, isn't there?
Definitely. It's almost overwhelming. Like, I mean, Don't Flop, I'll watch most of the stuff, and there's other things like King of the Ronalds I haven't even like touched the surface of, and then you got King of the Dot, and I watch the ones where it's the established people, but then you got GC. There's battle leagues everywhere. It's mad. It's like one of the guys trying out for Next in Line 2 is from India. Like, he's travelling down just to try out in London.
Really?
Yeah, 1 a.m. he's called.
I did not know that. That's funny, that is. That's crazy. That's really, and that's just like, he's actually genuinely, so it's not a case of like him living there or anything like that. He's genuinely jotting down.
Yeah, he's Danny Jack posted about it because he posted all the tryouts that were going to be trying out. And he mentioned on there about 1 a.m. being from India and linked one of his most recent battles. And it's an English-speaking league in India.
Sure.
I can't remember the name of it now. I did check out the one video. I have to try and find it in a bit.
Okay.
But really good.
Yeah, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. And, I mean, how does it develop for you then after the Marlowe Shuffle thing? Where do your tastes lie?
It was kind of following Marlowe and Shuffle a lot. And then kind of from there seeing people they battled and people that the battle they battled had battled as well, and just kind of building up from there and being like, okay, this guy's quite good. This guy's doing something different. It was tough at first because I was kind of like, these things are a bit too serious. I prefer jokes. And then I kind of sat down and I was like, actually, like, because I was doing like uni at that point, I was doing script writing and stuff, and like I appreciated writing better then. So like compared to when I was in college, when I was just in it for the jokes, then the bars started to hit me. I started to understand things. And when you hear like references you get, you're kind of like, okay, I get it now. I understand what's going on. So I think from there, I think the first proper like serious battle I must have watched was, oh god, probably one of the Tony D ones. Probably Tony versus Unanimous might be one of the big ones I watched first.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's kind of a deep one to get into, but interesting. I mean, and getting further into the league as a whole as well, is it painful for you? Because clearly you've been watching these battles for a long time about the current Don't Flop situation.
Yeah, it's horrible to see something you really enjoy just going down the pan, essentially. Like I don't know if what's going to happen with Don't Flop. I mean, apparently they've got Bobby Rex versus Dialect coming out today.
Yeah.
So like some stuff's getting uploaded, but it's horrible to see it become like a shadow of its former self. Like I'm sure like during times when I wasn't watching it, there were kind of these peaks of moments where like people were leaving and stuff, but nothing hit it as hard as this did.
No.
Like Mickey Worthless leaving didn't have as big an impact as Kruger, Callum, Liam.
No.
I was going to say Bagley again there as well. Briggsy, and Danny all going as well.
It's the mass exodus of talent and necessary just kind of quorums that kind of keep this thing afloat. It is startling and upsetting to witness, but things go on. And I mean, what's the health of Battle Rap for you UK wise going forward?
For me, it's now just branching into other things like Dub Scandal are doing some really good stuff at the moment. They're great, the Dub Scandal guys, because most times I end up at events, I'm probably hanging out with like Conman Curve and Milky and all those guys anyway. But Dub Scandal's like probably not the new resurgence of battle rap, but it's a great place now at the moment. Because there's no egos involved or anything. There's no people just phoning it in for money. It's people who want to do battles, getting on there. And it's quite a clean, quite a good league. Like, not to put King of the Ronalds down, but they can be quite chaotic at times.
Yeah. And I think impressively as well with Dub Scandal, they've assembled their own real roster in a very short space of time.
Well, like 5 of them are getting tryouts at next in line as well, aren't they?
Huge. Yeah,
it's a big look for all of them to be like. I mean, Deviant, I think he's like he took the last spot, and he's only had one battle on Dub Scandal because I think he's had his battles cancelled like 3 times. Just had dropouts all the time.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's not got to that point where Dub Scandal are so good that perhaps them versus King of the Ronalds. That makes sense this time next year, maybe even earlier.
Say again, sorry, I was so unfocused for some reason.
Oh right, no. King of the Ronalds versus Dub Scandal. This time next year should probably go down.
Oh yeah, that'd be a pretty good event to see. Like, because I mean, King of the Ronalds is a bit more established, so they've got some more experienced battlers that the newer people in Dub Scandal could start to take on. But then you got the new Dub Scandal event that's going on. They're Bartleypool 2. You've got is it Acre or Acer? I never know how to say his name.
I think it's Acre. I'm guessing, but I think it's Acre.
Because his name on Facebook confused me because it was like Acre Spades. So I think it's maybe like Acer Spades.
Right, okay.
I don't know, but he's like taking on Jay Shaw, and from what I've seen of him, that's a perfect battle. They're getting big looks.
Yeah.
It's like King of the Ronalds event, especially if depending on what happens with training days now, them versus King of the Ronalds could be a very good event.
Yeah, no, entirely. That could be a great clash and just an exciting moment in UK battle rap. Don't Flop were always kind of. I know they weren't the same level of competitors around, but they never seemed to embrace the domestic competition. But I think a Dub Scandal KOTR contest would be exciting. If it was legitimately judged, there's lots of battles. That have never gone down. Lots of people. Both rosters still developing. That could be exciting. Like, obviously, the Gab one happened as well with King of the World, so there is capacity for this. But it's wonderful to see. In some ways, elements are dying, but in other ways, many are flourishing. So you have to have these conditions for things to grow, in a certain sense. And what about newer battles for you, like newer battlers? Who have you really dug in the past year or so that you weren't into prior?
In the past year or so, Peanut, I think, is really good. I wanted to see him versus Quill for a while now. But Peanut, he killed it versus Bender. He killed it versus Bonnie Godiva. He killed it versus Shotty P as well. He's fantastic battler, Peanut is. Shotty P as well, he killed it at Blackout 6. Like, that's... Because I was watching like a bootleg live stream because I couldn't afford to get the actual like live stream for it. Right. And I watched that one battle and I was kind of like, I was so glad to see Skelly get bodied. I'd never seen either of them before, and just Skelly's attitude during that entire battle, I was just like, this is fantastic. I'm seeing him just get absolutely ruined. And then who else is quite good? There's obviously like there's Dank, there's Bobby Rex, but they're not like the big new up and comers, are they?
Yeah.
Conman Curve on Dub Scandal. You've got like all the dub guys like Deviant, Maverick's really good. Like he's battling Josiah Matrix, which is a big honor because Josiah's never battled before, but everyone has wanted him to for years. Like he's Tony D's favorite rapper.
I mean, shout out to Josiah. I've interviewed him before, but the hyperbole attached to this guy is bordering on ridiculous, I think, just in the sense where like everyone's like he's the greatest ever, you know, he's like, and it's like I don't know, everyone's saying he's the best rapper in Don't Flop. It's like, I don't know, like, you know, he's the best writer. It's like, come on, he's saying he's better than Soul. Like, I don't really, it's kind of, you know, I understand people love him. No disrespect shown to him. I'm going to have him on the show soon, but it's just, you know, I think there's quite a lot on him now for this battle, oddly, because there's so much hype.
He's got a lot of pressure on him, I think, for this. I expect Maverick has as well, because Maverick, obviously, he's going up against someone who is what people have wanted the battle for ages. So he's got to, like, live up to it. I think, but Maverick's, like, probably one of the best guys in Dub Scandal, along with Aker as well. They're both fantastic.
Yeah, no, there's some good talent out there, for sure. And I think one of the big subplots of, you know, Next in Line 2 will be the Dub Scandal resurgence. Not resurgence, but you know what I mean? Kind of like a real... Emergence. Planting their flag, you know, and showing what they can do. So that's very, very, very exciting and cool to see that along with 1M. Are you going to be there Next in Line?
Yes, I've booked the whole weekend off work, so I'm definitely going to be there.
Oh, man, fantastic.
I can't miss, like... Bender versus Frankie Fraser is, like, insane. That's a match that... If Frankie had started off like earlier at the same time Soul did, he would have had that battle by now. Like this is a deserved international for him, and I'm hoping that like Bender actually delivers. And then you got Unanimous versus Scoop is like it's such a clash of styles. I can't see that one going bad. I'm glad Unan's coming back as well because he was tweeting quite a bit after the Quill battle saying like the environment's changed. It's not quite what he remembers. He doesn't know if he'd come back, and now he's back in for it.
He's back in the pit as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course they're gonna have. I've never been to a Fiddlers event. They've got like
have you not?
Haven't they?
Yeah, no, the Fiddlers. I've been there a few times. I bodied 142 there for God's sake. But no, they great venue. Was Next in Line 1 was there as well, and even more than Revival, it's probably going to have that air of finality about it, isn't it? I mean, who knows? Maybe Don't Flop will be the resurgence, you know, at that time. But sad to see Danny go, I suppose.
Yeah, because I mean, he's done some massive things for Training Days. You know, he's always been integral. Like one of the things I was saying around the time all this started happening was that one of the best solutions for the whole thing could be if kind of handed over the reins to Briggsy and Danny because they've done some amazing things with their own events. Like, I mean, Danny set up Shocks versus Tony D for crying out loud. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's for like it was like for their first big event as well. Like, wasn't there? It was like their third event, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Their first real marquee. Yeah, definitely. No, they did like Next in Line's a classic event, no doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, there was.
Then you've got North versus South 3 as well, which is like the first event I went to. Like they made that absolutely amazing. They did some great stuff for that. It's a shame they didn't battle there either. And like Briggsy obviously he was too unwell at the time. But like it would have been great to see like all that go down there.
Yeah, you're completely right. And it's just the way the dice falls, I suppose, to a certain extent. But let's talk about battles. I mean, are there any battles you'd love to see on Don't Flop?
On Don't Flop?
Yeah, stuff that you feel should have gone down.
Troy Brown versus Ogmios has been like my dream battle since since before Tony versus Troy Brown.
Shit.
They're both quite similar styles. Like Troy does a lot of freestyling and stuff, but they're both like they got very different styles, but very similar styles at the same time with the way they do things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I think it'd be fantastic to see them bounce off each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially now, Og's getting a bit more into freestyling. Like he freestyled that whole thing against was it Farhad Ad?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was amazing freestyling. Like his one against Harry for the rematch, it was still good, but I'd like to see him like get more out of his comfort zone as he goes along. Yeah,
we need to see more Og for certain. I think that's something that definitely needs to be looked into. And I mean, also going forward, you're the graphic designer of Battle Rap Resume. You are the guy who does all the thumbnails, all the great work. Obviously I appreciate you massively. How did you discover the show? I mean, it was the Soul one was what you sent me initially, wasn't it?
It was. I listened to a couple. I remember the Shocks one coming out, but I didn't really know Shocks at that point. I think the Musprob ones and the Mixie ones came out before Soul.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them a listen because I quite like both of them. And then obviously as I got more into other battlers, I started listening to older ones. But I kind of looked at the design of the channel. I was thinking like, it's just the same thumbnail over and over again, and you need to build up like a bit of an identity on there.
Yeah. No,
kind of that time I was just kind of like looking at doing anything really. I had like Photoshop I wasn't using. I'm paying like £17 a month for it. I might as well use it.
No, I appreciate that, man, because when you reached out, I immediately sort of agreed with what you were saying. It wasn't like I was trying to protect the creation. And you sent me a few. I remember the Soul one. We had to sort of change a few things here and there, but the essential layering was there. And it's gone on to just not only that, but just there's so many thumbnails, like the definition ones, for example, where you just capture a certain character that goes beyond just Photoshop.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun things to do. It's like doing the Alphabetica ones as well has been pretty fun because it's going outside of what I normally do as well. I just enjoy having a bit of a challenge to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I can appreciate as well just staying active with it as well and kind of keeping the sword sharp. Are you going for anything else design wise for yourself? I know you have the YouTube involved and stuff like that.
For myself, not 100% at the moment, just because of like work and everything, and just trying to build up confidence to be able to do more stuff.
Yeah.
Like currently, I was applying for a couple of like video production jobs here and there where I could, but a lot of them require moving quite far away. Where it's a struggle at the moment because I don't have enough money to really move across the country to do these jobs. Like I applied for like a local video production company in where I live, but I didn't get it in the end. But I think it's just a case of I need to build up more portfolio, which you can do easily. You just got to create stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like filming the interviews for when we go down to Bloodline. That's going to be like that's something to add to the portfolio.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And like, my friend Alex did the theme tune for this, and Mouth Metallica. Like, he said himself, he's put that on things that he's applied for. Just did the Power Up resume, because it has X amount of listeners or whatever. And that's so great. That makes me really happy that it could help in that way as well, man. But this has been great, bro. I mean, you for yourself moving forward. What about is it Kung Funk? Was that it?
Yeah, Kung Funk. It's got like the umlaut over the U, so it's kind of like trying to sort it out from there, but I had to rebrand it because you can't put the umlaut in on YouTube on a phone, so you couldn't search for the channel, so I had to take the umlaut off, but on all the design stuff it's got an umlaut still. Yeah, I was recutting like a scene from Dark Knight to be a bit like Mad Max, and then it got flagged for copyright, and I was kind of like, I'm going to need some broader ideas so I don't get flagged for copyright anymore. It's a struggle, and then it's just coming up with the ideas and just actually getting there and doing it, because a lot of it's so long. Like the Utopia one, which is my favorite one I've done, like I put that onto a job application to show like editing skill, and it was just like I had to go through every single episode of Utopia to color code every single section of it to find the sections I needed for the entire video. And I mean, the video itself is like 2 minutes. It's like in the end you're kind of thinking like, was that worth it?
Yes, I think it was, but I appreciate what you're saying, man. So I guess to wrap up, how do people get at you? Your social media, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, well, my main Twitter is just @NathasJones. So it's like a nickname I had like back in college from a friend of mine. So I've just used it for everything since.
Yeah.
But that's mainly what I use. Like I've become a little bit more active on there I mainly just retweet memes, and then
Right.
I think like there was stuff about like the 13th Doctor being a woman as well. I was retweeting.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty hot, wasn't it? Pretty hot topic there. But
A lot of people are very angry.
yeah, I mean it's pathetic, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah,
it's just
like I've been a fan of the show for years, and I think like change is a welcome thing. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a bizarre thing.
Are there members of the? Because I know you're a big fan. Are there members of like, the Doctor Who community who are angry?
None of the like. Do you mean like people who like work on the show? Or?
No. I mean like the fans.
There are some fans that are angry. There's those people who are like, "Oh, I'm never watching again. The show's been ruined."
Wow.
Like that's what you see mainly on Twitter. And then you got like, in terms of people who have worked on the show, I think only one former actor from there said that it's not a good idea.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be
behind
surprised if exactly. That'd be weird, but yeah, odd, very odd. But and so is Battle Rap, I suppose, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But Nathan, this has been great, man. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, no worries, man. Try and do it again sometime.
Yeah, we've got our 4th birthday episode coming up really soon.
Yes, I got to finish off my notes for all that.
Yeah.
I still need to figure out the running order for it because it's a lot different to the actual fly, and I think the order you gave me mixes up the days a little bit.
Right, okay.
Well, if I get all the notes, I can just shift through them anyway.
Yeah. But cheers, bro. This has been great.
Yeah, great to be back on.
All right.